since the Super Mario movie is going to be releasing in a couple of days, I thought I would discuss how a Mario movie tie-in game could benefit but also harm the franchise and the community overall. Let's get started. So first of all, what could be a benefit for the Mario movie having a tie-in game is that it will bring in a new community or a new audience into the game, and overall it will allow us to have to get better feedback with the games, since the community right now, since we haven't had a new Mario game in what feels like ages, it will bring in a new light to the games and they'll get better feedback for the future games. And hopefully when the movie releases, then Nintendo can start getting back and making new Mario games, since we haven't had a new one in literally years since Odyssey. And so yeah, it would just overall improve the experience overall for Mario games on the community and gameplay side of things. Now, a harm for a movie tie-in release is that it can get in the way with the releases of games. Now, this also can lead in with films, but like let's get this fact straight. The Mario movie is going to do great. Alright, it's already estimated to be one of the highest grossing films of all time, right? Like, it's going to be bound that there's going to be a sequel, and it's already been linked that there's going to be a Luigi's Mansion spin-off movie, and there could also be a Donkey Kong movie, a Kirby movie, a Legend of Zelda movie. The possibilities for movies that they can make now that Nintendo has their quote-unquote the Nintendo Cinematic Universe, now that they have their own cinematic universe, the possibilities and with the making of the films can get in the way of the games. And with the release of movies, it could lead to the potential of getting a lot more tie-in movie games rather than new releases, like actual new games. It can get in the way with that. So that is a harm that can be done to the franchise and also other franchises overall if they do decide to make movies on the Legend of Zelda, Kirby, Luigi's Mansion, and other more properties that they could make movies on. Another benefit that this new movie cinematic universe for Nintendo and Mario movies in general is that it will get to shine light on possibly other franchises coming back to the Nintendo form, whether that be a Punch-Out movie. Now, Punch-Out is a franchise that I loved, and I would love to see a game on the Switch or a movie about it. It could work. It could work. It just looks like a boxing game, but there's story in there to the point where they can do it, and it will very much be successful. I mean, they're Nintendo. They're one of the most successful companies in the world. People will buy it. People will definitely go watch and spend money on it, which Nintendo, a big thing for them is of course money, like with a lot of companies. Another franchise that could benefit from this is F-Zero. Now, F-Zero, a lot of you probably forgot about it. Nintendo definitely has forgot about it, but an F-Zero movie could be less likely than a Punch-Out movie per se, but still, like, it could work. I mean, just look at like Fast and Furious movies. They've made like 9-10 of those. They can make a racing game or racing movie on F-Zero. It could work, because again, a lot of the franchises that I loved, or they've had games but they just stopped releasing them, or they don't focus on them anymore, or they just forgot about them entirely. A lot of those franchises could be brought back and benefit from them if Nintendo is going to make this a whole movie cinematic universe for them. There are so many properties that Nintendo could make movies or tie-in games on, and because they're going to constantly be looking at different properties they could make movies on, not just sequels but also new movie franchises they could make off of franchises as a whole. And again, it would overall benefit the community, and there, again, like I said, At first, it would bring a new audience to the games, which would get better feedback, and of course, if people enjoy them, Nintendo will bring the franchises back fully and will make games on them again, or at least more games than they were doing, where they have gaps and gaps in between the releases of games. Another harm that a movie tie-in game, or the movie cinematic universe in general, could be that overall it could be Nintendo basically saying goodbye to a majority of their hardcore audience, or a lot of their hardcore audience will just leave for good, because if Nintendo makes tie-in movie games, a lot of people will see that as them just cashing out, and they're not even trying anymore with new releases and new games. So they overall would just lose more money. Well, not really, because if a lot more people are coming into the games, then it will kind of, equalize between people leaving and people coming into the franchise. And overall, it would be very sad to see Nintendo just go on the cash out route fully. Like, they start implementing like in-game purchases, like EA, in order to buy the Mario outfits now you have to spend money. Like the Mario Odyssey outfits, you don't buy them with coins anymore, you buy them with actual money. And overall, a lot of people will leave the games, leave the community as a whole, because they will see that Nintendo is no longer a enjoyable company, or a company they want to invest their time and money in. Another benefit is that it could bring in a new timeline to the games, or new ideas to the games. Like for the Mario movie, for example, and this isn't a spoiler, if you watch the first trailer you would know this automatically, that, and I haven't even watched the movie, it wouldn't be a spoiler anyway, that Luigi is the one that's kidnapped instead of Peach now. Peach is the one that's going to help Mario, kind of like a sidekick in a way. Not necessarily though, in the way that Mario and Luigi work together. They both are individual in their own ways. It seems that Peach is more training Mario, so maybe Mario is the sidekick of Peach or something, I don't know. And it could introduce a new timeline for the games, in the fact that it could introduce something to the storyline, as in the Mario multiverse, and that there's different universes and different timelines of Mario, which would be very cool for the ideas that they could implement in the games. Maybe we can get a Mario timeline game, or Mario's Time Machine game, an actual Mario Time Machine game, not that awful SNES NES one where it's literally an educational game. That was horrible. An actual fun game that a lot of fans would enjoy, and it would be worth playing, and it would actually bring new light and ideas into the games. Because like I said when discussing how what I expect in a new 3D Mario game whenever that releases, I want new ideas, because the Mario games, while they are still fun, they are getting pretty old. They are getting pretty old because we've had so many of them. So it would be nice to see those ideas implemented, and new ideas that Nintendo could bring to the table. And there you guys have it. That is what I believe are some benefits and harms of that a Nintendo Cinematic Universe and a Mario movie tie-in game will benefit and also harm the Mario franchise and other Nintendo franchises as a whole. Like I said, I feel like it's kind of equal in how they could improve and harm the franchises as a whole. It could bring back old franchises, improve on current franchises, but it could also harm, like Nintendo getting greedy with money, obviously. So it really depends on how you interpret it. But let me know in the comments, what do you think are the benefits and harms of a Mario movie tie-in game, or the new Nintendo Cinematic Universe that Nintendo is trying to establish. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video where I do a quote-unquote review of the Mario movie and what they could do for a sequel.